What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. Long hair don't care here. Coming back at you with another vlog. I can't do that stuff, seriously. But today is going to be a bit of a shop update video. I know I've been gone for some time. I am kind of grinding on another channel, and I am also working part-time, so you know, doesn't leave me too much room for bike videos, but I still want to get them out there to let you guys know that I haven't forgotten and I'm still doing stuff. So here we are. Now, as you can tell by the title today, we're going to be doing, or rather, I'm going to be showing off a really cool part that I got for my DT build, one of my future DT builds. We actually have a little shop helper today. Hey, buddy. Yeah, this started off as a little hectic, eh? Scratched up my ear. You got all scared of the garage door. It happens. It happens. Now you want to play with my tassels. Oh man. But Roscoe here is gonna be our moral support, I guess. I just want to get him used to the shop so that you know, he can be a shop cat, because he loves getting out of the house. He can't really do that often in the winter, so I figured maybe if I have him at the shop, that'll spice up his life a little bit. And it makes me happy to have him here as well. So I guess before I get into the really cool part that is probably in the thumbnail anyway, I want to kind of give a rundown of my projects, what I'm going to be doing. Actually, since I last talked to you guys, I still had all my bandages for my thumb. It's been quite a while since then, and there's a mean old scar from 10 stitches just on my one thumb. So that was fun. Never want to do it again though. Do not recommend. 10 out of 10. Would not do again. Stretching his legs. That's how you know he's getting comfortable, because he started to stretch. He was also terrified of the heater. That's why he scratched my face up. I don't know if you can. I'm not even gonna show it, man. I think pretty sure he took a chunk out of my ear. I'll be fine. Before I ramble off, as I always do, because once again, another talking video. Not really talking and showing video, but bear with me, guys. A lot of stuff on the go, and I can't wait to get back into this stuff, like 110%, just as much as you guys. So we'll get there. But I guess first and foremost, let's start with the fate of the MX175. So this is the bike that I made my last video on. It was a bike that I purchased for my friend. Things changed and I ended up with the bike. I basically ended up buying it off of him. Actually, you know what? Just go watch that video. It's a good story. It's a really good story. It's a funny story. It depends who you ask. Once again, depends who you ask. But yeah, so I ended up keeping the MX175. As you can see, it's a little bit taken apart because, once again, I decided to keep it. So I've started digging into it. Here is the power plant on my workbench. That is a little bit messy right now. I apologize for that. Some bloody tissues there as well. How you doing, buddy? You doing good? Yeah, he's fine. He's occupied. He's discovering so many new smells. He's having a blast. So anyway, the MX175, right? My thought was, I don't need a third DT. I'm gonna get it running. I'm just gonna sell it. That's it. And then I thought about it more.
Ah, boy, here we go.
And I was like, well, the original plan was to get my red DT, which is this gas tank right here. What you doing? To get the red DT to be my new Enduro dual sport bike, right? So this is currently my Enduro DT right here. This guy that I built up. Had a whole build series on it because I kind of wrecked the red bike. Not even riding it. Go watch that video as well. I'll have them all linked below. And so the red bike was supposed to be the new Enduro. However, the thing about the 1978 DT175 is that you cannot put a whole lot of different front ends on it. The reason for that being is that, well, first of all, it's originally not a leading axle fork design. So these forks right here on my 79 DT are actually from the 78 because I had already rebuilt them. They were good to go and they were straight after the accident. So I figured I'm going to use them. With all that said, it's very difficult to fit any other front end onto the 1978 DT175 because the triple trees interfere with the gas tank. The way that the triple tree geometry and the leading axle fork geometry is designed on the 78 plus bikes, it just interferes with the gas tank. So you can't run an RT180 front end, you can't run a 79 plus DT175 front end. You're basically stuck with very limited front end options. And that was one of the things that I really wanted to upgrade on the bike for trails, is the front end. Not for any specific. What are you eating? What's in your nose? Don't eat that. What is it? You fighting fluffs? Stop fighting fluffs. So basically the red bike, the 1978 DT175, is stuck with the original front end. Not a huge deal. It's just that I wanted to kind of build it up, you know, maybe resto mod it a little bit. And then I'm thinking, well, now I need to figure out a new trail bike idea. And you guys might say, well, Cosmo, you already have a trail bike. You built one right here last year. You guys wouldn't be wrong. But
Ah, boy, here we go.
this was a temporary build. This build was literally to just replace the red bike. The engine is from the red bike. The front end is from the red bike. I'm pretty sure the wheels are from the red bike as well. I basically just swapped everything over. Oh, everything that wasn't bent, like those handlebars. But it was just a temporary build to get me up and going. I was determined to ride. I just, you know, had to make something happen. So now with all of that said, and if you're still following me, damn, congratulations. Because even I've managed to confuse myself at this point, I think. So the silver bike is actually going to be a Supermoto build. By Supermoto, you know, Supermoto in quotations, it's probably not going to be a full-blown Supermoto, but I do want to go with you know, a modern KX85 front end. I also want to do a rear Yamaha R6 shock swap. I'm gonna port the engine, you know, I'm gonna go all out on this thing, and this is what the silver bike is meant for. I want the silver bike to be the Supermoto, which is why it cannot be the Enduro. What are you doing? What are you doing, you little rakin'? He's probably trying to get out at this point. If he gets a little distressed, I'll take him back. Hey, you doing good? You got stuff on your whiskers. Let's clean you off. Yeah, how's exploring going? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time. We got a box out for him so he feels comfortable. So anyway, the silver bike, Supermoto, 17-inch wheels. Probably not slicks, but you know, definitely like a nice meaty street tire. I just want this thing to be a custom, street legal, 2-stroke 175 Supermoto. Just wait and see, it's gonna be awesome. So now comes the question of, well, what's gonna be my trail bike? And I have an MX 175. So the MX 175 is going to be the new trail build. I'm going to be putting the full big one exhaust on it. I'm going to probably just be chamfering the ports and all that, cleaning up the cylinder casting, not porting it or anything. I might open up the intake actually, just for the bigger pipe, you know, to compensate for that. And I've got a V-Force 4 reed assembly on order for a Banshee, which I'm going to be running on the MX as well. Probably going to be running the V-Force on the Supermoto as well, but we'll get into the order of things later. I don't want to talk too much. I've already talked a lot. Camera says like 9 minutes at least. So the MX 175 is going to get the RT180 front end that I got a couple of videos ago. So that's going to be cool. It's going to have a front disc brake. Now the rear swing arm, I'm going to leave the same. So I'm not going to use the square swing arm from the RT180. I'm just going to run this. Gonna leave the shock as is, you know, just gonna make this thing relatively clean. Not gonna go all out, but I do want to put my Renthal bars on it. You know, I do want to make it a proper, just like dirt pig, you know, mountain goat, dirt pig, whatever you want to call it. Just a purpose-built off-road bike. Nothing extra, just the basic of the basic setup, but I want to do it nicely, I want to do it clean, and this is the priority build because I like riding off-road a lot more than I like riding street. Even though I want a Supermoto, I would much rather have a Enduro first so that I can, you know, hit up trails with my buddies. So, with that said, you guys might be asking, well, are you gonna sell the red bike? Well, nope, because I'm attached to the freaking thing. I'm so darn attached to it. I know it's just a piece of metal. I know that, whatever, right? But it wasn't my first Enduro. My first Enduro was a 1975 Suzuki TC100, which I actually still have the engine from. I bought it back like a decade after I sold the thing. I don't know if I made a video about that, but maybe I'll tell a story one day. The DT was the first Enduro that, I don't know, just made me love two-strokes that much more. You know, like I've loved two-strokes for a long time. I have a bunch of two-stroke mopeds. I've modified two-stroke mopeds before. but the DT175 just makes me feel some type of way, and that one specifically, I just feel some type of way about it. I want to bring that bike to a really nice condition. I don't know if I'm ever going to do a full restoration. I'm not that concerned about it being 100% OEM, but I do want to make it as close to stock as possible and just have it be a clean representation of, a factory DT175. Considering I'm modifying my other two, it makes sense to keep one entirely stock, just to kind of leave a bit of purity in the stable, you know what I mean? Oh, and as a side note, I did start working on the DT100 project again. I do want to get that thing done. This is the RT100 donor. This is the DT100 frame. Now the issue with the DT100 is that the swing arm axle tube is completely ovaled out and needs to be cut out. New one needs to be welded in, but upon further investigation and pondering, I decided it might be better to just cut out the whole engine cradle from the RT100 donor and swap it into the DT100 frame. Now the lower cradles on these two frames are actually identical or near identical to the point that all the geometry lines up, and the only thing that needs to be done is a professional opinion on where to make the cuts and weld it all back up. Now I do have a friend who's a really good welder, so I'm going to be asking for his expertise to kind of help me with this, but stay tuned for that as well. Super excited to get the DT100 done. Love that little bike, I loved riding it, and I just want to get it back up and running. Whew, that was a lot of talking. Now I think it's time for the grand reveal, guys. What you all came here for. Figured I'd still do an update, but I'm really excited about this one. So let's get this box out and I'm gonna show you what's in it. Straight from Colombia, baby. Well, actually not straight from Colombia, but it was made in Colombia. All right, I don't even know where to begin with this pipe, guys. I don't even know whether to unpack it first or tell you about it. I think I'm just gonna start unpacking it and then talk about it as I do that. So let's set the camera down and get right to it. All right, guys, so the big surprise that I'm swapping into my bike to make it more powerful is this right here. Alrighty, here we go. Oh man, look at this. Look at this. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Let's put this down. So here we have a silencer. Not just any silencer. A silencer that is made by an awesome shop in Colombia that, still manufactures aftermarket pipes for these bikes. It's actually really awesome. I love the fact that there's a whole community down there of just like networks of shops that work on these bikes and modify these bikes, and it's awesome. It's just awesome. So this right here is not a brand new exhaust. I didn't buy this brand new. I bought it off a friend of mine in New Jersey who got this from Colombia. He's Colombian himself, so he kind of knows the ins and outs of how to get stuff, to the United States and to Canada. It's not that there's anything shady. It's just that shipping can be a little bit complicated. And I'm not really sure how any of that stuff works because I didn't buy this direct. But the guys that make these are, I think they go by the name Pilotos de Calle, which stands for street riders, I believe. And I hope I said that right. I hope I didn't completely butcher it. But this whole exhaust, and obviously I'll show you the chamber in a second here, but this whole exhaust is considered to be the best DT175 aftermarket exhaust out on the market right now. It's got the best manufacturing quality, fabrication quality. It's got the best sound. I can even probably insert a clip here. And actually show the bike that this came off of because, like I said, not a new exhaust, but basically brand new. Barely ran. I don't think it's got more than an hour on it. So anyway, some things about the silencer before we get into the exhaust itself. I am going to be polishing all of this stuff up. I do love the look of this. I think it could look better. So I'm probably going to just completely but Scotch-Brite pad this whole thing and then go over with a torch to maybe outline the welds a bit. What are you doing? This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm dealing with, a little monkey. Anyway, back to this. Like I said, guys, I'm kind of horrible at revealing stuff. I never have a game plan for this. I probably should, but I'm going to show this a little bit up close. Hopefully you guys can see it. Nice and red tip there, which I will probably take out and repaint it. depending on what color scheme I'm going to go with on my Supermoto, or, you know, get it re-powder coated or re-ceramic coated, whatever this is. It doesn't look to be like ceramic coating. It looks to be like paint, I think. So anyway, that's the silencer right there. Nice and slim, you know, very slim construction. I'm pretty sure this is a straight through, so super pumped for this. It's gonna sound real nice, guys. Alrighty, and here's the best part. Oh, baby. Oh, let's just pull this thing out. Yes. Look at this. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yes. Now, would you look at this? This is the holy grail, guys. This is what I've been wanting for so long. A handmade pie cut exhaust. I love you. Jokes aside, guys, this is freaking awesome. I feel so lucky to just have this in my hands right now because I'm pretty sure this is the only one in Canada. I can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure this is the only one in Canada. Not a lot of guys modify these bikes. Not a lot of guys, you know, especially in Canada or the US, modify these bikes. In other parts of the world, yes. US and Canada, not so much. US a little more than Canada. Canada, not so much. Unless all you guys are hiding. Don't be hiding. Y'all better come out. Don't be hiding. So anyway, this is, I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. You know, it's a nice, beefy expansion chamber. I am going to be going over this and, you know, Scotch-Brite padding the whole thing, making it nice and polished, going over the welds. I'm pretty sure he's going crazy. I don't know what he's chasing, but he's going crazy. What are you? Oh my God. Oh, I think he found dry catnip. Kids and their drugs these days. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a Scotch-Brite pad to this. I'm gonna polish it up. I'm gonna go over the welds with a torch just to outline them, and probably just keep it oiled up. To be honest, the issue that I see with this thing is that I think they let it flash rust before they clear coated it, which is fine. The welds are good on it. That's all that matters, guys. And all in all, this thing is just gonna be a beast. I'm super pumped for this. I'm gonna show you guys this versus a stock pipe so you can kind of see the differences. The first thing that I notice is that I can barely hold this one up like this. It's just way too heavy, whereas this one is a lot lighter, so there is some weight savings here as well, guys. I'm not gonna lie, not just performance, but also weight savings. So as you can see, the header on the aftermarket one is a lot thicker. As you can see, the actual, you know, bulge of it is a lot bigger. There's obviously no restriction on the inside. Inside this guy right here, there's a lot of restriction. Now, the other thing you may notice is that even though the header here is larger than the header on the stock pipe, towards the end here, it does get a little thinner than the stock pipe. Being the, you know, two-stroke enthusiast that I am, I really should know a little more about this in depth, and I really should go and brush up my pipe knowledge, but I believe that is done in order to modulate your power band into a higher RPM range. Basically, this pipe is going to be a lot more higher flowing, whatever, scented structure out the window at higher RPM, which will also actually let you achieve a higher RPM. Whereas this guy right here, it's meant to produce power at lower RPM because, well, you know, they're built as kind of like torquey trail bikes. Whereas this guy is going on the Supermoto setup, and I'm gonna be doing some high RPM rips on this thing. So yeah, there's that. I don't know what much else to say about this pipe, guys, other than, you know, keep saying that it's freaking awesome. You know, obviously it is, and I can't wait to see the performance gains. I am going to be running a 28mm carb with this. I'm hoping to go Electron. I'm not sure yet. It's a lot of money, but this is my dream build, or one of my dream builds, and might as well go all out, right? So this thing, so pumped on it. It's, I'm not sure how high you can rev your bike with this guy. I'm inclined to say like 8,500 RPM, whereas even the big one pipe, the Fresco big one that I showcased in a different video, which I'm going to be putting on the MX, that pipe caps the bike out, I believe, at 7,600 or 7,800 RPM, which isn't that much higher than stock. But this thing's going to be a ripper. I'm so pumped. Now, I guess the other thing that I didn't talk about, which I know is going to be a question that's going to be asked, is, well, how much does this cost and how can I get one? So answer number one, to get a pipe like this is probably going to run you roughly $450, $500 after shipping. Shipping is actually quite expensive from Colombia. Now, I was lucky enough to get this from somebody in New Jersey, so shipping was a lot less, and you know, I did get it used, so I did get a bit of a discount there as well. But if you're looking to get it brand new from Colombia, you're probably looking at about $450, $500. And as to how to get one, for answer number 2, it's well, it's a bit of a more difficult answer because I haven't actually done it myself in the past, right? I got this used, so I have no clue. But if you guys are interested in this pipe or something similar, let me know. Shoot me a DM on Instagram, and maybe I can help you out in figuring out how to get one for yourself. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of all over the place, but that's just the way things are today. You know, my whole shop's all over the place. I do apologize for the mess. I'm selling some stuff, but I'm also having a hard time selling some stuff because people are sketchy. It's just taking me a while to get rid of some of this stuff. I did, however, get contacted by somebody from England, so I'm going to be sending some parts to him. Pretty pumped to help a fellow DT rider overseas, so that should be good. But in any case, if you guys did enjoy the video, click subscribe for a once-in-a-year upload, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! I almost forgot, I can't believe I almost forgot, but it's definitely worth mentioning the people that helped me make this dream come true. Yonny, thanks a lot for hooking up the pipe, man. Steve, I really appreciate you hooking up the shipping. Chris, I appreciate you getting the darn thing. And yeah, it was a team effort. So thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. Any links or channels related to those guys are gonna be in the description below, so make sure you check them out. Yonny built some dope bikes. Steve is about to build some dope bikes. Chris makes some awesome RC car content. So yeah, check them out. They deserve it for helping me out with this one. Thanks, guys. Bye. And you know what? They would deserve it regardless, because they're stand-up guys.